Now, of course, it would be better if Carnes were on her side, but old habits were hard to break. His mouth tightened. "I'm just going through it now, Miss Victoria." She waited, almost screaming with impatience as he deliberately took his time going through the post and sorting it into different piles. She knew he had found her letter by the quivering of his nostrils. He held it out and she snatched it from his hands as if worried he was about to change his mind. "Thank you, Carnes." She whisked out of the servants' quarters and up to her room, praying she wouldn't run into her cousin, wanting to break up the boredom by sneaking down to play billiards and smoke cigarettes, or Rowena, wanting to go riding or walking or whatever she could to chase away the guilt she felt over Prudence. Victoria felt bad for both her sister and her cousin. But right now she had more important things to do. Once in her room, she put the letter on her white and gold Empire dressing table and stared at it. Half afraid to open it, she had been waiting for it for so long. Now that it was actually here, she was terrified it wouldn't contain the news she wanted. Finally, she picked it up, crossed the soft Axminster rug, and settled down upon one of the two blue and white striped chaises longs that sat before a small white fireplace. Inspired by Nanny Iris, a remarkable herbalist and Victoria's friend and mentor, she had written an article on the health benefits of Althea officinalis, or mallow, and the history of its uses among the healing women who worked with the poor. She had sent it to one of her favourite botany magazines, and to her surprise, the editor had written back, telling her he enjoyed the article and gave her some advice on how to improve the writing. He had asked her to resubmit after she had revised it. She had rewritten it 10 times, typing it carefully on the brand new typewriter she had hidden in her secret room. Then she had sent it back, praying it would be good enough to publish. Her stomach churned. And here was her answer. Unable to take it any longer, she went to her desk and rifled through the drawers until she found her letter opener. Something fluttered to the ground when she opened it, and she stared at the slip of paper, unbelieving. It was a cheque. Her eyes widened, and she pulled out the slip of paper that came with it. The top of the paper was embossed with the magazine's name in script. The Botanist's Quarterly, 197 Lexington Place, London. Victoria ran her fingers over it in awe. She and her father used to pore over the magazine every time a new issue came in. A noted botanist, her father had transmitted his love of plants to his daughter, and the shared passion brought them close during their last years together. It would always be the one connection she had with him that was solely hers. He would have been so proud of her. She wiped away the tears that gathered with an impatient hand. "Dear V. Buxton, thank you so much for revising your fine article, The Many Medicinal Uses of Althea officinalis among the lower classes. I am delighted to tell you that we will be using your work in our summer edition of the Botanist's Quarterly. I would love to see more articles from you in this vein. Have you considered doing a study on the medical uses of plants among the poor and itinerant? At any rate, thank you again for your submission. Please don't hesitate to stop by should you be in London. Sincerely, Harold L. Herbert, Managing Editor, The Botanist's Quarterly." Victoria read it again before picking up the cheque. £10. Not only was she now a published author, but she had been handsomely compensated and praised for her work. Sighing with happiness, she leaned back against the chaise. Whom could she tell? Who would understand? Not Rowena, who had become so sad and listless that she barely bothered to get dressed anymore. Not her cousin Elaine, either. Even though she and Elaine had grown closer in the months since her father's death, they still weren't to the point of sharing confidences. Kit, certainly, but Kit wouldn't be here until the week.